so we're gonna do a reading. I'm gonna do a reading. You do what you do. I'm not your mom. Do you hear the birds? Yeah. You wanna know what I've been recently noticing? You wanna know what? I'm not even gonna pause this. I'm just like real time. Hold on. Excuse you. All right. Real time. Okay. There you go. I'm gonna shuffle on my little chair here because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 2 and my body was like sleep. Actually, I woke up at 1 o'clock because my son fell asleep in my bed and I had to put him back in his bed. You don't need to know all this. Okay, anywho. Point is, we gotta be quiet. The birds are chirping in the background, so they're not being quiet. Maybe I shouldn't be quiet. Take all of this as it resonates. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know what's going on in my life right now. Anywho, I wanted to talk to you about a healing of sorts. Something I've been having a lot of, I'm going to do a little bit of backstory because I feel like it's relevant to share. This has to do with your voice. The examples that I have are like, anywho, just get into it. I recently had an experience where I language regressed. I didn't even know that was a thing until my thoughts were in a language that I no longer speak and I couldn't translate myself. Fun. I'll tell you, I sounded like a babbling idiot because I was like, my thoughts were in, anywho. That's one. And two, where is like the tone of your voice? Where is it comfortable? Another experience that I recently had that, again, feels relevant to talk about is when I feel like calm, regulated, my voice is much deeper than when I'm trying to when I'm talking with my diaphragm and not with my throat, which is like felt. My voice is much deeper to me, at least, than when I'm talking like with my throat and it sounds more, you understand, like both are me, but one sounds more, yeah, anyhow. Something about your voice. But it is. It's like I'm thinking about like the last video I posted. I have very thin walls and you could like you could hear my neighbor waiting for me to finish what I was doing so interrupt. You know, it was really cute. And it's like maybe she just needed to hear what I was saying. I don't know. I'm not in her business. But it was like something about like you being heard or like something about your voice. Like somebody overheard you or, you know, you need to say something. It's something, you know what I'm saying? Like something about, anyhow, we could just pull the cards. Instead of just something about something, we just pull the cards. Anyhow, let's see what you need to know today. Okay. Maybe maybe you've been working on something and it's time for you want to take it out for like, no, you want to take it out for like a trial run or like a prototype. Like you have been putting in the effort towards something, even if it's like subconscious. If you're like, what's coming up is like hot girl, so I don't know, take that as it resonates, but somebody that's like been working, maybe it's on yourself and you've been working on yourself in silence, or it doesn't have to be in silence, but like you've been working on yourself and like you want to take it for a spin, you want to try it out, you've been doing therapy and you want to see like, can I handle going on a date with a stranger, or like something where it's like I just want to dip my toe in here, I would just want to see, because then I can always come back to myself, I think you should do it. You got the Magician and then the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like, whatever it is that, if you allow yourself, the words that are coming to mind is like to promote health, wealth, and general abundance. It's like when you allow yourself to create a space that promotes health, wealth, and general abundance, to he's like, but I want to sit up here with you. Exactly why I got this chair, so we could share it, but not right now. But it's like your work will, how do I word this? You will feel as successful as you feel you should be. Does that make sense? Like if you're working out and you finally take your pump cover off, hypothetically, and like it's the summer and you're like you're gonna feel the success of the work that you put in. Okay, this is very general. I don't like general readings. I feel like maybe my collective is expanding and we need more general readings to catch the audience. I feel like there's two energies here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've got one energy that is rooted in the heart and solar plexus, and the other one that is rooted in the throat and the root. There's, I want to say feminine and masculine. That's exactly, it's exactly how it's showing up. So I'm going to show you, like, they're all feminine. This one's up wearing a hood, but like, they're all feminine presenting. And then these are all masculines. So it is showing up as like feminine and masculine. Again, there's like feminine and masculine and two hooded creatures or two hooded figures. And I want to say like you can represent that as like your shadow, both major arcana cards as well, like major arcana hooded figures. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna sit up a little differently. That sleep won't catch up to me. That's okay. I'm really just not doing it. Okay, I got this chair and it's like, you know what? It's like slightly too low, but I got it so my cat and I could share much better. Much better. Okay, all right. Situated. Okay, so the masculine energy, you've got the King of Swords here, but the way that it's showing up energetically in terms of like how it's showing up is somebody that's I don't want to say cruel. Can you? This dude. Hi, dude. It's somebody that's like persistent. Anyway, I don't want to say cruel, but the like cold. So the King of Swords is talking about someone that's like clear, precise, like this, that, like 100% in or 100% out. You're either like alive or dead. Like it's very much black and white. It's very clear. It's very precise. But it's also, it's not moldable. It's not bendable. You know, it's something that's very like set in stone, right? And there's a lot of like imagery that comes with that, right? Like Arthur and you know like the knife and the stone and being able to, but there's also like he's surrounded by birds. I was mentioning like there's a lot of imagery of like females being birds, and I don't know, like that was very specific of like why do we keep like mixing animals with female with people and just at all, right? Like there's a lot of that where it's like, you know, like these bird brain, and it's like I think I have a human brain, but maybe that's significant where it's like this person was, you see like there's an owl, there's a bat, a crow. Maybe this person was surrounded by people that were bird brained or like were, I'm trying to think of like other characteristics of, but that's really like what it's coming to is like they're like really, I'm like, you want to know what? Like very precise of like, okay, so like you're a bird-brained bitch and I'm not. What's that got to do with me? You know, there's kind of like cold. I'm thinking of like first physically cold, like it's cold in the house, but also like how like steel or any kind of like metal, if you leave it and don't touch it, if it's not disturbed, it becomes like cold to the touch. But I'm not thinking of it as negativity. I'm thinking about it as like a hermit mode where it's like, yeah, like anyhow. So we got that. Take take um we've got death and rebirth, but it's coming out reversed. I want to say that instead of, because death is a cycle and that's why it's literally worded as death and rebirth on the card. But the way that it's coming through is like this person is, maybe they're just like a natural transmuter or whatever it is that, you know, comes, I don't know. It's not coming through as very specific. It's very, very vague. But it's like they're avoiding tower moments or avoiding endings or death. But like naturally, I don't want to say non-intentionally because maybe they know that they're doing this, but it's like somebody that, I'm thinking of very specific situations here. I'm thinking of like a, I want to say a podcast or something that I saw God knows where. Um, but this woman was saying, you want to know what? Like, he hurt my feelings, so I put him on ice for a whole month. And, you know, it's like somebody that was like in a relationship with someone and they were heavily impacted by what this person did. So they were like, cool, you did what you did. I felt how I felt. It is what it is. And it's like, it's not cold as in like I said, negative, where it's like, bitch. It's kind of like, okay. You understand? So it does feel hermity, but it's not, it's like allowing, this person is like allowing others to be accountable by just kind of, this is so vague. And not even like the wording, like the energy of it is like Swiss cheese. But it does. It feels like it's like, oh, interesting. Okay. Sorry. I feel like there's somebody rediscovering why it is that they keep the company around them. Um, yes, King of Pentacles, but I'm really focused on that dog. Elements or wolf. Elements of really any kind of dog, wolf like species like that. Um, even cats, you could say, are usually pretty loyal. Like they're usually pretty, once they've got like a something in like instead something, they're very, this is also like root chakra, but they're very secure, like I'm thinking of something like, again, this is somebody like that's naturally reframing things, that maybe they were referred to as a dog, or there's a lot of animal, like especially for the masculine energy, there's a lot of connection to like animal, like the little horns here, and like animal, like the other one is more nature connected, the feminine energy, I guess, but the masculine is very like primal. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, is primal. um because that's what it felt like when I was talking about my voice, and like now I'm using an unnatural voice and it like actually hurts my throat. But when I use like my, I'm able to regulate myself to use my actual voice, it like it's very like it's from my diaphragm. It's not just like pushing words out, but it feels very primal. It feels very like rooted in my core. Yeah, anyhow. Um, but I'm thinking about animals and how the imagery that came to mind is that like you could, and this is a trigger warning, I guess, but like you could beat a dog to shit, and as long as you put a food bowl out, it's the wounded puppy theory, right? Is that they literally don't know any better. I don't know if this is also inner child healing, where it's like holding people, or like inner teen too. It's like holding people accountable for the way that they treat you, the way that it impacts you, but not in a way where you're harming people, where you're in a way where it's like cold. Like nowadays, I feel like there's a lot of people that are living in their ego. And this is somebody that really doesn't want to do that. Because you got the Emperor here reversed. So it's like somebody doesn't feel in tune with their wholeness. I think that this is going to be the whole message. It's been 18 minutes now. Nice. Nice. Sorry. I love a girl at heart. Okay. It feels like somebody's aware that they're not where they want to be. I love this for you. Ooh. But they're like, okay, like he's playing chess. He's not playing checkers. He's not over here responding to everything. And I say he as in a masculine energy, not gender. Take it as it resonates. But like this masculine energy is like really strategic, very intentional about how it is that they're living their life now. I don't know why that was important to figure out or to point out. in a way that's like, I'm getting an imagery of like paper snowflakes, and it's like intricate. Like they're cutting things out, knowing that when it unfolds, you know? Oh, that's beautiful. And then you got the lovers at the bottom of the deck. So if it is, it, you know, it does feel like two separate energies, but if it is like we both have masculine and feminine energy within us. So if it is something that like your feminine energy is like, ooh, should I take a leap? Should I do it? Should I, you know, just put myself out there? Yes, and you will feel the success that you know, the nurturing that you feel like you deserve. And, you know, the masculine energy where you're like strategically allowing things to exist as they are without trying to change yourself or them, but open to variance of change. Does that make sense? Like you're able to be impacted by people, but you're not going to let people impact you. Does that make sense? Um, with the lovers at the bottom of the deck, like I really hope that it's, because I love to see people in love. Okay, I do. Um, but maybe it's like if it is your voice, um, again, it's like solar plexus. There's a good amount of sacral things here. So, you know, your throat is connected to your sacral and your ability to create. So maybe for one person, it's like grounding the sacral energy, and for the other one, it's like knowing where to put it, especially if you've been around bird brain bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking like Lady and the Tramp, and how there was all these ladies that like, I'm sure they were great, you know, like in this sense it was animals, but like I'm sure they were great, but where they were is like we meet them while they're locked up. No tea, no shade. But it's like the lady was the lady. You understand? So it's like maybe it's not even something bad about you. It's just the path that is being created, or it's like the masculine energy of like, I don't want to nurture this. Like, sure, I could be like a jailbird again with the bird energy, but like, sure, I could be this, but like, no, or you know, whatever. But take it as it resonates. Um, I feel like I love this energy, and clearly, so does the energy. Much love. Bye.